Good morning, students. Today in business environment, we'll take and discuss about internal factors of business environment. The objectives of the discussion today is that this will enable you about the meaning of business, business environment, and the internal factors affecting business positively and negatively. In introduction, to lead any business today, we need to understand various environmental factors. Today we are discussing internal factors, though we have internal, external, and market related factors. And to execute business plan effectively, we have to undergo to the study of various internal factors also. All the business activities are normally motivated by profits, and this is the main motivator to run the business. If some businesses are having other than this, then it is not a good justifiable considered as business. So the purpose of to earn more profit should be the business objectives mainly. Now, what are those internal factors of the business? As you see in the right pic, that there are firms, there are internal and micro related environment, macro related environments, and in the left side I have listed all the internal environmental factors. Internal environmental factors, which are also known as controllable factors, because this is under the controlling position of the business, that employer can control these things, and that is why internal factors are also called as controllable factors. So these are listed here like employees, vision, mission, and objectives of the organization, value system, goals and objectives of the management, and management structure, or you can say organizational structure, policies of the organizations, where you have various policies, we have various departments in the organization. So in this manner we have various policies, and we have a combined policies under which all the department has to follow. Next is investment in assets, inventory, plant and machinery, technical capabilities, and other internal resources. So these are all internal resources which affect the business, and one by one briefly we will discuss further. So as you know, the set of internal factors directly influence a firm and its competitive actions and competitive responses, because whatever action you will take internally will also influence in the market, and in the market you face the competitors are also existing, they also copy you, and you are also considering analyzing competitors strategies to gain more customer base, to gain more sales volume, to gain more profits. So everybody is interested to know about the factors and to frame the policies according to these market situations. As internal factors, we have first employees. So employees you see in the organization from top to bottom, there are, employers recruit the employees to complete the various kinds of tasks, and to complete these various kinds of tasks, you have various professionals, various skills peoples in the organization, and the diversified various culture also you involved in the organization. So that is why policies and employees should be integrated to each other, that all the employees integrated to complete the task of the organization pre-decided by the organization. So like vision, mission also, so all the employees has to follow these kind of goals and objectives. So the person holding top position in the certain modern enterprises today have some values, which influence their policies, practices, and overall internal environment. Managing diversity in the organization is also important to maintain integrated approach at all level of organization. Generally, we have three levels: lower level, middle level, and upper level in the organization to achieve common goal, pre-decided goal of the organization. So all the employees combinedly, departmental wise, achieve the goals and objectives, and overall we come to know to complete overall objectives of the organization. So that is why employees are internal factors. You can fire them, you can recruit them, you can retain them, and all the packages and perks, fringe benefits, whatever you are giving in the consideration of the task you have already assigned them. So they will complete the task, and you also have some obligation to pay them. So you have, in monetary terms, you are paying. Now next is value system. In the right side of the pic, you can see the opportunities or the demand available in the market, the guiding principles, governance system, services value chain, practices of the organization, and continual improvements. All these elements combine to outcome as value system of the organizations. In the example, we have JRD Tata in India as value system in the organization. What they have, they employ mostly the disabled person, and they also pay in this pandemic. Then they have not fired any of the employees, and they have regarded all the employees, they have paid on time also, and some of the organizations have also increased the salary. This is the value system of the organization, shows like that against the employees of the organization, that in the trouble, in the tough time of the employees situation, in this market situation, in this kind of pandemic also, if you face sometimes various challenges employees face, then organization should also be emotional, or you may say empathic with the employees. So this shows the good value system of the organization, and this enables employees to retain with the company, to complete the task on time, to complete all work and responsibilities and duties on time. So that also, value system guides to the employees to perform better. Now, policies of the organization: board of directors, dynamic entrepreneurs capable of taking quick decisions, or the board of directors may be dominated by persons with conservative or bureaucratic outlook. Nominees of financial institutions having large holdings, and their decision making also affects the policies. For example, if they have invested a lot in the company, then they appoint their own nominees into the board of directors, so that all the workings, operations can be observed properly by these financial institutions. So that they appoint nominees. Sometimes government also appoint nominees in the board of directors. And board of directors must frame top management, they call it, and they frame the policies on that policies that guides employees or departments of the organizations to move on accordingly. So if they frame any policies, they affect the internal organizations. Every department, every employees has to follow, and take decisions according to the policies have been defined by the top management. Now, organizational structure as the internal factors of the business. We see in the pic right side as mechanistic and organic models of the organizational structure. So Both the structure have their own merits and demerits, though they have to the employees that sometimes the controlling span of control affects high or low, responsibility, communication gap, distortion in communication, delayed in completion of the task, these kind of outcomes may happen if the organizational structure is not good. Accountability is not defined. So these are all depends on the organizational structure. So we'll discuss one by one. That is, first is mechanistic design. What it says, it is a deemed appropriate for a task that is routine and unchanging. It's a like a formal. You can't, routine basis you can't change. Unchanging features it has. This design is characterized by a vertical structure that typically operates with that in pic you see in the left side is more formal than organic. So first is more centralized authority is there. Whatever top management will issue any policy or issue any notice, then formally it goes to that lower level. Many rules and procedures will be there in this structure. A precise division of labor will be there. Narrow span of control. The control will be narrow. Formal means of coordination. It shows the structure is also showing that the formal way of doing. There is no informal communication in this. The room is very less. In organic, we have more. So in this way, this affects own. It has own merits and demerits, and impacts the organization in this way. An organization with an organic design is appropriate, that is non-routine in nature and changing in nature, that you can change, that is there, that is employee favorable also. It is characterized by the following, that you have a decentralized authority. You can give the authority, decentralize the authority and power with to other departmental bases also, and you can run the effective way of the operations of the business. So this is there, and it is happening today also, and gives a good result also. Fewer rules and procedure are there in this organic structure of the organization, that as compared to mechanistic, if you see, there are a lot of rules and procedure have to be defined, and now in that comparison, if you see in the organic, you have to go for something lowering the rules and procedures to complete the task, various tasks of the organization. Less precise division of labor is there. Wider span of control. If you want to control the things is happening, the task you are observing to complete, that will take much time than the mechanistic. So this is there. More personal means of coordination. The more informal way of communication is much higher possibilities there in this organic than mechanistic. So this is the benefit of the organizational structure also. It depends, the top management, how they are having, how their level of the organization they define, how the roles and responsibilities they define, how they give the powers and duties to the people, concerned people. They have to complete the task, and that is why it affects these, the structure also, and that is why you need to complete the task. That affects. So internally you can do, or whatever you face, whatever changes the employer want to change, they can also go. That is why it is also called as controllable. So you can have a mix of organic as well as mechanistic. In that way also you can structure your organization. Now in this slide, investment in assets is also the internal factors, affects the business much. All financial resources and investment done out of these financial resources on various assets investment in plant and machinery, purchasing of raw material for the preparing of the finished goods, investment in land and building and various other premises required. These all are the elements or the factors which affect the business internally and which affects the cost of the product also, and that is also needed to run the business smoothly. If you are having any goods and services to produce there, then you have to establish the building, you have to purchase a plant, you have to go to the raw material also, procurement of the raw material, and these all necessary investments you do out of all financial resources you have in the organization. So this is internally that you can also require less resources, and you can manage with little bit land and building, let raw material, less raw material purchasing, and if you see the technology point of view, then you can go for a assembling of the products, or you can also this through various processing also you can hire from other companies and joint ventures and other things you can do. So that is internally on the basis of the financial strongness you have in the organization. So that depends on that. Now next is technological capabilities. In any organization, you have to take a technology on which you have to process the products and to deliver it to the doorstep of the customers. So for that you need various plants, various processes you have to complete in your plant, and that is called as technological capabilities. And it is suggested that we must have advanced technology because it will go in future also, because it is changing. Business is dynamic, technology is also dynamic in nature. As soon as the new technology comes, the old one get obsolete, and the customers also try to switch from one competitor's product to another competitor's product. So that is why technical capabilities are needed, much needed. To capture the market share, it is desirable to have good and advanced technology in the market. Some organizations do share processes also, that they take the decision of make and buy. Either they have a in-house technology, or they can outsource, or they can give the orders to them to prepare. So organization has to take this decision based on cost of the products. Therefore, an organization must have advanced and customer friendly technology that create image of the organization also. Because if you take the customer friendly technology, it will be comfortable to customers. They will not hesitate to take this product. Out of that technology, the product has been come out. So the green technologies nowadays companies are using. So the technologies are being used must be customer friendly, and it should be usable in the future also. So that we should keep in mind, that technology whatever we are using should be comfortable to customers. Now in practice questions, you must be able to understand about business environment, and internal factors affecting business that we have discussed, and the consequences. You also know that if you don't consider these internal environment, this will affect the business, this will affect the products, this will affect the customer base also, and this will affect the market share as well. So we have to consider and analyze continuously the internal factors of the business, that to frame various good policies and good strategies for the market, for the customers, and for the competitors also, to grab more and more sale and increasing the shares of the profit also. Thank you all.